Hello and welcome back to my magical chamber. I am the Soul Enchantress, and today I am being guided to speak to you about why procrastination feeds your energetic blocks. So this is a really brief impromptu video, and I don't know whether you know this or not, but every single one of my videos, there are no written notes when I start speaking and I turn the camera on and I start recording. I literally channel the messages, and the information I am to share with you just comes forward. So I thought you might find it interesting as to how I create my videos for you. Okay, so procrastination. What is procrastination? Procrastination is, I actually posted a soul seed today on my Instagram feed. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, please do, because I post so much information and also reminders on Instagram, and it's literally Soul Enchantress. Okay, so it's instagram.com/Soul Enchantress, or just look for the Soul Enchantress on Instagram. Okay, so procrastination is when you know you have to do something, or you feel really strongly that you need to do something, but you keep putting it off. And you keep putting it off, and you keep putting it off, and you find another excuse and another excuse. And usually, and my wonderful clients who I make these videos for and are listening will know, sometimes my gorgeous clients fall into this pattern of procrastinating. And usually when we do soul work, I will sometimes point out to a client and say, do you realize that you are procrastinating, or you are actually always finding a reason why not to do a specific session and putting a different session, or creating a experience in your life so that you need different type of help, and you keep on moving the session that is coming forward as your next step. You keep pushing that next step back and doing something else. And then when it's time for that next step to come forward and present itself to you, you keep then finding a different thing that you would like to do instead of that specific session. Okay, so that's just an example. But other examples of procrastination, this is just from client examples and their work with me, and then I'm going to go into how you may find that you're procrastinating. And other times, sometimes just booking a session with me, clients will stop themselves from doing it. They know they have to do it, but they also know that that session means that they are going to have to deal with whatever it is that they want clarity on, guidance on. They need to release, they need to expand, they need to learn, they need to integrate. This could be good or bad. So you don't procrastinate just because you want to stop a negative experience. And I believe that will be, I'm being told that that is actually news, or that is something that some of you who are listening to this video are not aware of. Procrastination is not you putting stuff that is bad off. So for example, just to give an example so you would understand. Say you had to do some kind of a soul work session with me that meant that you needed to, a mental detox or an emotional detox, which are sessions that I do. Say you needed to go deep within and identify those emotions that are actually toxic at this moment, and your soul wants you to release them. But you know you need to do this session, you know you need to detox yourself, you know you need to release these negative and toxic emotions, but you keep procrastinating without booking that session because you really don't want to do the work. You don't want to go deep within and face those fears and anxieties and, release them. And so therefore you keep procrastinating. So that's kind of an example of you procrastinating something that is not really nice, okay? But here's an example of you procrastinating doing something that is great and positive. So I find this in several areas. It could be improving an existing relationship, or sometimes in areas of money. So sometimes clients will say to me, I want to increase the flow of money and abundance and prosperity and wealth in my life, and we'll start doing sessions to identify and get rid of their debt building beliefs, all that kind of stuff, and that it's fine. But then we get to something like falling in love with money, or attracting abundance, or some sort of session that means that they are now going to have to look at money in a completely different way. So money is no longer going to be the villain. Money is going to be your friend and ally, and that creates this subconscious barrier, and you will see that you will procrastinate booking it. So that is a beautiful positive session that you would want to book, right? But you won't. So that's kind of my two examples of how you will find that you may procrastinate on decisions that are positive as well as negative. Okay, so don't think that procrastination only exists for things that you don't want to do. As in, you don't, like, they're not nice. You're going to have to face something that you don't want to face. It's not that. So the reason, whenever I find a client stops themselves from doing something, that alerts me to the depth of their blocks. Okay, if it happens once, twice, I know it's deeper than someone who's pushed it off once. But if it keeps happening 3 times, I will make sure that I bring it to their attention, and I will guide them through the process of actually going through and continuing, as opposed to running away from it. So ask yourself, where in your life are you finding that you're procrastinating? And it could be little things like, mundane things. But then there may be other things where you procrastinated once, you procrastinated twice, you procrastinated 3 times, and you just don't want to face it. So what are those? And the reason that I say that procrastination feeds your energetic blocks is that if it is related to bringing in, I'm going to use the examples which I use all the time, which is kind of a common thing or a common theme for lots of people. So whether it is love, whether it is money and clients or business, whether it is self-confidence, or even protection. So if you keep on procrastinating doing something, and you know that there is a block that exists in that area of bringing money to you, of bringing, of increasing the bond and closeness of your existing relationship, or bringing in a new love, or increasing your self-confidence, or adding protection to your life, because you know there are breaches. If you keep on procrastinating, what you're actually doing is those blocks you're actually feeding. Procrastination energy feeds blocks. So you are energetically, by procrastinating, you are energetically feeding the energetic blocks that exist in whatever area of your life. So take a look at the different facets and areas of your life and see what it is that you are procrastinating about. And sometimes you may even be procrastinating about, maybe putting some paperwork together or something like that. But what you need to look at then is, it's not the paperwork, it's just what is associated with that, doing that paperwork. So it could be a past experience which was a failure, and you just don't want to go there. And what you need to do then is to work in acknowledging that failure and releasing it, and know that this time around that failure doesn't exist, and therefore you're okay to do what you need to do. And you would have released that block, and then at some point you will decide that you want to do what you were pushing away and procrastinating about. And also by doing that, you would have also released that energetic block from different areas, from the area of your life that it was stopping. So I hope this has been helpful, and as always, if you would like my help with clearing away your procrastinations, or unblocking the energetic blocks that you feel you have in specific areas of your life, I would absolutely love to hear from you. And as always, the easiest way to contact me is through my website, soulenchantress.com. I wish you a joyous day.